Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are watching us from. Today, we want to talk about something very important, as always. We want to discuss on understanding the mind as a primary tool for anything we want to achieve in life. Now, today we have His Royal Highness Eze-Emeka Ogbonna. We'll be doing discussion with him. For today, it's only me and him. Now, it will be a discussion. It will not be an interview. So I'll be asking some questions and we'll be discussing on it. The essence is so that at the end of the day, we will pick out some nuggets that we can apply and be applying to our everyday life. You are welcome. What is it? There we go.
Good morning, my brother.
Good
Comrade.
morning. Yes.
Good morning, viewers and participants.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Your Highness, what does the topic as I mentioned is understanding the mind as a primary tool. Sir, would you like to let's start by telling us what do you mean by the mind?
Okay. The mind is I think is a construct, is a concept that man developed, to describe his understanding or to capture the way he looks at life, beyond the brain. Some people in some learning think that the brain is the mind. So there's some think that the brain is not the mind. The brain is the mind is a construct. Is that some people brought up the concept that some people brought up to describe certain things, and the mind can be said to have faculties. He says mind has faculties that is connected with the brain, activities of the brain. The mind has faculties like faculties of perception. I call those faculties departments.
Okay.
Departments of the mind.
Okay.
It has perception. It has faculty of reason. It has the faculty of imagination, the faculty of memory, faculty of intuition, and the faculty of will. They are all, departments of the mind. So the mind is like a construct, is a primary tool because it's like the first thing that you use to appreciate anything. It's the first thing that you use to begin to approach any problem or any challenge or to do anything. The mind is like a powerhouse. It's like a primary tool, the first tool that you begin with. So, and I think psychologically or so, some other group of people look at the mind as that the mind can be divided into two. Okay. Like I say, it's a construct. It's an intellectual construct. It's something that is not tangible.
Okay.
But some people draw some features to represent the mind. Some people divide the word mind into two major parts. They call this conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Okay. So why? I think that's what the mind is all about. It's a construct. It's a social construct, a psychological construct.
So it's okay. How is there a way it's connected with the brain? Like sometimes I've read somewhere where they said there's a part of the brain that can be tinkered or touched, and the person his thoughts will become irrational. So is there a way it's connected to the brain?
Yes, some people, some rational thinkers, there's some people who don't believe in the concept of the mind, right? Okay. They just believe it is the brain that is working. Okay. When you place some of those faculties of the mind, you can place them in some certain parts of the brain. There are certain parts of the brain that does the activities of reason. There are certain parts of the brain that does activities of imagination. There are certain parts of the brain that does the activities of maybe intuition.
Okay.
You know, and there are certain parts of the brain that does that we can locate the activities of the will. It is the way the relationship the mind has with the brain.
Okay.
So that's why sometimes there are certain parts of the brain, like the frontal cortex, there are certain parts of the brain you remove, somebody can still be alive.
Okay.
And there's some part of the brain you remove, the person will not be alive.
Okay.
It's the one that does automatic functions.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Viewers, like Ms. Highness has said, there are two parts of the mind: the subconscious mind and the rational mind, which some people call the conscious mind. Now, I want to talk more on these two parts of the mind now. So,
yes.
How is the? Can you define? What do you want? What will you tell us about the subconscious mind?
Well, the subconscious mind is.
Vis-a-vis, what is the conscious mind?
The subconscious mind, some people can say the powerhouse, is the primary tool, is the powerhouse of everything that you want to do. You know, the subconscious mind is the bigger mind, you know, like in relationship with the conscious mind. The memory of the subconscious mind is unlimited.
Okay.
While the memory of the conscious mind is limited. Yeah. The subconscious mind can be engaged in many activities at a time, while the conscious mind can only engage successfully in only one activity at a time. So, you know, the conscious mind is like the mastermind, the great man of the subconscious mind. You know, it is what you can use to articulate, to relate with the world. I think it's the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is where the five senses, our five senses of sight, taste, feelings, and all those things, where they relate with. You know, activities they do there can now go to the subconscious mind. So the difference between them is the subconscious mind is much bigger and controls the automatic functions of our system.
Okay. All right. So that we can this discussion will be more simpler than, so that it will not be too academic and medical, because so I would like us to discuss, because what's on my mind right now is, I've heard some people say, if you are learning how to drive or how to ride a bicycle, that initially you'll be struggling to get your balance, know where the pedal is, and how to that after some time you just realize that you can even do these functions without even thinking, that the initial stage of learning is with the conscious. It's like you are kind of you are programming the subconscious to accept that, okay, this is how this thing is done. That later you will get to be riding it subconsciously. So, Your Highness, would you like to say something? Please, can you say something in that regard, with regard to learning? How does conscious and subconscious come to play?
As a matter of fact, you start any learning with, any conscious learning with a conscious mind. Because you can learn with the subconscious mind directly too. But that was, another discussion. But usually we start conscious learning with our conscious mind. Okay. You can say, I want to do this, or you're learning to ride the bicycle that you have said. You have decided you want to learn how to ride a bicycle, and somebody will now teach you, tutor you on how to ride a bicycle. You have it. And then it means your conscious mind knows about it. Remember that I said the memory of the conscious mind is short. And what will make you learn how to put it permanently is your subconscious mind. It's memory, or what you have learned about riding a bicycle. So the process, when you do it time and time again, when you have chosen what you want to do, you state out how you want to do it, and you continue to do it. And as you're doing it, the way you're doing it will be sending message from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind. When it's sufficiently settled in the subconscious mind, it will become what the Christian people call the word becoming flesh.
Yeah, okay.
When the word, that program becomes the program of the subconscious mind, then you will now be seeing that you can be doing this thing automatically.
Okay.
So, you know, both the conscious mind and the subconscious mind are very important in learning.
Yeah.
They're the most important parts. Both of them are very important in learning.
But the choices are made from the conscious
mind. You make choices on what you want to learn, and then state how you're going to do it, the strategies.
Okay.
You use your conscious mind to state the strategies, the tactics, and processes you're going to follow.
Okay.
Do you understand? So those are the ways that you can help learning. And if you don't know it, when you don't know that is the way learning is, you will be having challenges with learning.
Okay.
You can read a lot of books, and a lot of them, those ideas, you didn't read them in such a way that they will enter the subconscious mind, the memory.
Okay.
You will just be as if you have learned nothing. Do you understand? And you will be thinking that you have learned this thing. When exams comes, the time of challenge, you will not remember those things you have learned because you didn't read them sufficiently enough, or you didn't present in such a way the subconscious mind can take them.
Okay. So let me take the next question from the last thing you said. Now you did not. If you read something, you don't read it to the point where the subconscious mind accepts it, or it enters your subconscious mind that you may not be able to maybe remember what you've read and all that. So my question is, how do you know when you have sufficiently read or you have sent what you have read into your subconscious mind?
Well, the subconscious mind, the conscious mind is the rational mind. Okay. And the method that it uses to send things to the subconscious mind is repetition.
Repetition, okay.
And then creating feelings. Creating feelings and emotions.
Okay.
You can emotionalize the thing or asking questions. You can ask questions and can create a story around what you have read. Okay. The stories can be used to send things to your subconscious mind, and then when you create those stories and you remember them, and then maybe you, like I said, repetition. Okay. Then you can organize the program, organize such a way that the processes will help you to repeat what you have studied. When you repeat what you have studied like that, it will help the thing to establish the subconscious mind. And when you ask questions, and when you learn you're learning to transform yourself. You're learning to solve problems. Yeah. You're learning to solve problems. Generate answers to challenges. It helps those things. And then you learn and apply. Okay. You practice.
So you learn and practice. Okay. So in other words, you like I say one notable man you say in this field of thought. He said his name is Bob Proctor. He said you should emotionalize your thoughts.
Yes. That's one of the ways. Now, why I gave that advice is a process of the subconscious mind accepting what the conscious mind has started.
Okay, you are saying that when you emotionalize it, that means you are now the subconscious will now kind of say, yes, this is where we are going now. This is what the boss, so to say, wants to do. Okay, so is it possible for somebody to achieve something or send a message to the subconscious without really attaching emotion to it?
Well, that is by repetition. Okay. You can do it by repetition. That is repetition. But we want to do something fast. Okay. That is why it's difficult for people who are rational things to really get a lot of people, mobilize a lot of people. It's difficult if they have to mobilize a lot of people. Have to be doing, saying what they are doing or what they want repeatedly. The only way you can mobilize the subconscious mind, or you can impregnate the subconscious mind with the thoughts of the conscious mind without emotion, is repetition. It can take some time, but even at that, I think emotions will still come up, because when you keep repeating it, after sometimes you get emotional about it. And when you get emotional about it, it gets into the subconscious mind. And anything that gets into your subconscious mind comes to pass. The truth is, the subconscious mind does not know what is right or what is wrong.
Okay.
Whatever you program, the subconscious mind delivers to you. So that if you program hatred, it delivers hatred. If you program love, it delivers love. If you program death, it delivers death. It does not discriminate. It doesn't have the ability to discriminate. It is only your conscious mind that can discriminate from what is right or what is wrong.
Is the subconscious, is it a being?
Being, I don't know what you mean by being.
I think, is it from the way it is it like a part of you that is not seen?
But yes, that's what I said. In defining it initially, I told you that the mind is a construct. It's man that constructed that to explain certain things that he cannot really explain. He knows, he's experiencing some things. He's experiencing some things that is like happening outside him. It's like there is a place where decisions are taken. It's like it's happening outside him. It's like it's happening in his brain. He cannot really say it. So he now defined, got that word. He now created that word, mind, to be able to describe that experience that he's having. Okay. Well, if you want to call it being, you can call it being. But to me, I believe that the world is filled up with God. The Bible somehow where it says the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Yeah. I believe everything, even our thoughts. I just believe that it's part of God. Okay. I believe that everything is God and God is the one that is manifesting everything. So if you want to call it being as God, even God is a construct of man, I think you know. It's a construct man used to describe something he does not know. What he does not know. Yeah, he thinks that something is somewhere that some people, the Bible says God lives in you. Okay. And some people think he lives in heaven somewhere. Okay. Those are all constructs of man. The Bible is a construct of man too. Man is a documentation of man's ideas about what the world is.
I hear a lot of people, motivational speakers and people with, of different religious disposition. They often say everything is possible. That everything is possible, and the Bible, the Christian say with God, all things are possible. Yes. Now, from what we are discussing now, does it look like, is it true? What's your take on it? That is everything possible with the subconscious?
Well, my son died last year, and I believed that everything is possible. That since he died, it is possible he can come up, right? I did a lot of studies to find out. See, the Bible says everything is possible. That I can, get him up again. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think we have everything is possible with the mind to some level. But I still think that it can be possible with time. In the process of time, as knowledge comes in, what I was thinking that time, there's something we call the 7 Hermetic Principles. Okay. The 7 Hermetic Principles talks about the first of the 7 Hermetic Principles is mentalism. Okay. What it's saying is that the world is a mental world. That everything we see, manifesting here is expression of God's mind, right? So that everything that is coming in our own world is expression of our own minds too. So, and I had in mind, begin to see my son, back. When I say it, that will come back, right? But I still think it's possible. I think everything is possible. What is limiting us is what we know about how to get things. Okay. Because you see, before, many people didn't know that people could fly. Okay. But now we are flying. Do you understand? Now, not only that we are flying from one place to another on Earth. We are now beginning to prepare to fly from one planet to another planet. So to me, there's possibility that everything is possible because we are all expressions of God. It's as we keep on the knowledge and the knowledge we have about life keep unfolding. We will now find ways of that expression. I think that expression is a true expression.
That everything is possible. So what you are saying here is that we are still limited, or for lack of knowledge, that's why we cannot.
Yes, we are limited to the level of knowledge we have now.
Right now.
But as knowledge keep improving, we will now see that we can achieve. Because presently now we are doing some certain things that people are not doing. Look at the miracle of the internet.
Okay.
Look at the miracle of the internet that you can use to scale anything. Not only the miracle of the internet, that you can even use radio frequencies to do a lot of things. You can send bomb from here and direct it where it will land. It will go and even pursue an individual target. So we are moving on.
Okay. So I read somewhere, I watched somewhere where they talk about teleportation. I don't know if
Teleportation.
Yes, I don't know if you've heard that before. Teleportation, that it's a new. It says is a transportation mode of the future.
Yeah.
That it can be dematerialized now, and your destination they materialize. In other words, they will reduce it to the basic form of energy. Then when you get, depending where you want to go, when you get there, they will just, your energy will go there and you come back again. There was a scientist that tried that, sending a cat or a mouse to the moon and all that. I don't know how true that is. Why I'm saying, well, why I brought this up is, in line with anything is possible. That is it that when the knowledge, when man gets the knowledge of knowing how to do certain things, that we can actually bring the dead back to life, so to say. Okay, good. So what I don't want us to digress far from the primary topic, which is understanding the mind as a primary tool. This is how to use the mind to achieve what we want, and so that we not leave the mind on default.
Yeah.
To just So, Your Highness, what I want you to talk about now is the mind as a primary tool. Supposing somebody wants to, for instance, now a student wants to score straight A's, and this is a person who is far away from A. Maybe it's a C student or something below. So what will you advise or tell such a person with regard to using the mind to achieve having straight A's in his WAEC or any exams? Or having this
Yes, this is a very good question. Wonderful question. Very good question. You see the C person or even the F person.
Okay.
Like if you have read what's this guy's book?
Benkasi, The Gifted Hands.
The Gifted Hands by Benkasi. You see, Benkasi started from even beyond F to A, in a very short time. So you can start from C level to A by understanding how your mind works.
Even the F level.
F level.
Okay.
For me, understanding how your mind works. Assuming you don't have any anatomical problem, any physiological problem, you can do it by the student by having that as a goal.
Okay.
He will have that as a goal. Then, articulating, looking at organizing his strategies on achieving it.
Okay.
And tactics and processes. When he gets these things in place, he will now know that he needs to change, look at his habits, whether his habit agrees with the goal of becoming an A student. How does he move around? What the type of friends he has? What type of type for food? How does he sleep and all those things? If he has limitations about how to study, how to read, he may need somebody to guide him, to teach him how to read. If he has limitations of language or those things, he can read the internet and read and understand how to read things and understand them. Then we check his belief system, change his belief and begin to think that it is possible for him to become an A student. Okay. So the those things are it's very simple. So when he reads those things, he will ask questions as he reads and he studies.
Okay.
Construct questions. He can now, have improve his repetition. You know,
Okay. Improve his repetition.
Repetition. Practice some of those maybe questions and things like that. When he does it for some time, it will not take long. His whole habit will change. His belief system will change. And if he changes, as he's doing it, he will be empowered. And if he learns that, it becomes habitual. Okay. You see, it becomes easy for him to read. It becomes sweet, and he finds joy in reading and studying. He finds joy. He has already established how to read, and then he can use certain method of studying. Okay. Reading Sudoku 3 hours methods of studying, to improve his reading and all those things.
Now,
it's very simple.
Yeah, what you said now. So, in other words, the thing is, no student, no child is a dullard.
No.
Okay. So,
it's just orientation. You see, orientation. If the children are not properly, brought up from childhood, and they'll be having problems about students. Okay. So it's distractions. Distractions that looks natural. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things that distracting them from studying. Ben Cassie's case was a classical. We have other people too who have been able to do those type of magic.
Even people who have dyslexia issues.
Yes, they've been trained and they become great.
Because the issue of dyslexia has been something that has been misconstrued by parents, by teachers. They feel that the child is a dullard, therefore, but they don't know that child is brilliant, is intelligent. Just that the child has the issue of how to read, or in some cases, maths problem.
Yes.
Okay, so Your Highness, from what you said now, that nobody is a dullard.
Nobody.
And nobody is a failure, except you choose to continue doing things that will make you not to achieve what you want to achieve. That one should persist, knowing the right strategies to use.
Yes.
Now, Your Honor, because of time, the next time we'll be talking about some of the things you have mentioned here, like practical things you have mentioned, how to set strategies, if you want to go from point A, maybe for instance, an F student, you want to achieve A student, because there are a lot of things you have said which I believe some people are yet to really understand it. So you break it down, but that will be in our next time of discussion, because we want to make this video not too long, so that people can really watch it. Now, audience, before we round up, if there is anything you don't understand from what we have discussed now, please comment down. Go to the comment section and just type it, so that by the time we'll be talking next, we will answer those questions. The essence of this discussion is to develop us, make us realize who we are, and make us know how we can go beyond where we are to where we can get to, because everything is possible, right?
Yes, everything is possible.
Everything is possible. So belief is a primary tool now.
Yes, belief is a primary tool.
Okay.
If it's not all the truth, belief, is an attribute of the mind too. Okay. Belief organizes you. Belief, organizes your effort and everything, and belief, can help you to achieve what your goal. It's a very important tool. Okay. In achieving anything you want to achieve.
Like Jesus in the Bible, like I've read, it says that all things are possible to him that believes. All things. So
all things are possible. Even your DNA can be changed by belief.
Wow. Even your DNA can be changed. Because we have been told that DNA is like the Almighty. Once the DNA is said that your life will go in the fine.
No, the superior. You see, belief is superior to heredity.
Okay.
That's what science has made us to know. Belief is superior to heredity. Okay. So when you believe, you can make it. You can. Because the mind you have is a tool that can do all things. Everything you're seeing is expression of the mind. Okay. everything you're seeing, even the type of food you have, the type of cloth you have, the type of this thing you're eating this food, the food you have eaten this morning is a product of your mind. So the mind achieves, everything comes from the mind. So that's it. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to discuss this.
Wow. We will still discuss more, but for now we will stop this discuss now. Next video we will take it a step further. We will look at the practicability of what he has said, how we can relate to business, to raising a family, to having children, to living a life and enjoying your life. So we'll be seeing you in our next time of discuss. Cheers.